Good morning. Okay, so this is for Bob. Hi, Bob. Bob says, my question is if I'm on workers' comp and can I get SSD also? He adds a few more details that actually don't implicate the question, but I'm going to read them off anyway. Um, where workers' comp only pays me 60% of my pay, and I've been out on it for almost 2 years. Workers' comp would rather pay me to be out of work than pay for my surgery, which is approved by the court. Thank you. P.S. I cannot work at all. My wrist is in need of a fusion. Okay, so the question, of course, going back to it was, if I'm on workers' comp, can I get SSD? Yes, you can. Um, and you've already waited 2 years, Bob. You at most have 3 years left of evidence birthing, if you will, because if we're not working at all and earning those Social Security earnings credits, and there's a video on that, we ultimately run out of insured status for Social Security disability. It's like a term insurance, just like anything else. You stop paying in, it runs out. So I would suggest if you think you can't work any job, so it's got to be more than just a fusion, just that one injury from workers' comp, because there are plenty of one-armed jobs out there, believe it or not. There's some where you don't have to use your hands much at all. But short of being maybe 20 years old, I'm guessing you have other non-workers' comp related impairments, or some additional workers' comp related impairments. And those are the ones that you really have to aggressively pursue in terms of follow-up and treatment, because I know the workers' comp is controlling your treatment for any conditions that you have put under workers' comp. And that's a real hindrance to evidence development. But that's why I recommend you really pay attention to the other parts of your body that are not bought and owned by workers' comp, because you have choices there with your own carrier, any other insurance you might have. So yes, you want to, if you've heard anyone say you have to wait for your workers' comp to be over, completely false. I would almost say that's malpractice to ever say that if it's coming out of some professional. I know it might make, for some reason they perceive it'll make their life easier. I don't think so. In fact, workers' comp makes Social Security disability a little tougher, because they hinder your ability to get treatment, and treatment is where your evidence comes in. So I would suggest getting on top of that right away, given the difficulties that are going to be included because of the workers' comp. I suggest you get a professional. I would suggest you get a dedicated Social Security representative, whether it's a disability attorney or a non-attorney rep, because some of them are very good. And as opposed to someone who dabbles in Social Security disability while having a broader practice of more higher paying things. Sometimes Social Security disability is the redheaded stepchild. And the theory goes that some companies or firms tag it on, even though they're not really adept at it, because they're really focusing on things like personal injury, workers' comp, medical malpractice, things of a higher paying nature. And so they just kind of toss in this one as if, because it doesn't really matter, they're going to make their money regardless, but the whole rules are so different. Getting workers' comp obviously doesn't get you Social Security disability. It's a much more arduous challenge. So give that some thought. I would do it now. You're running lower on time. Your window is closing. If you don't end up getting at least part-time work, something could be something super simple. And if you do, there's still ways to file a Social Security disability claim if you follow those rules. I have videos on all that. So let me know if you need a little more direction, but you're going to want to look under date less insured videos, DLI. I think there's a playlist, working while disabled. And also those, maybe I was going to say best steps before filing for disability, but I'm not sure. I mean, obviously that's good for anybody, but in your particular situation, those other ones are really important. You need to know that you're running out of time. Okay. So anyway, I'll be happy to answer any questions on that. All right. Bye, Bob.